Hello, YouTube and fellow comic book aficionados. Today I have with me the brand new Injustice Gods Among Us Omnibus, Volume 1 by DC Comics. Written by Tom Taylor, Brian Buccellato, and a few other writers, as well as illustrated by a huge host of different artists. This omnibus collects the first 3 years of Injustice, which is, of course, the prequel comic book to the critically acclaimed Injustice video game, which was followed by a sequel entitled Injustice 2, and currently there is an Injustice 2 comic being released. You can pick those up in trade paperbacks or standard size hardcovers. This first Injustice series was previously released in, of course, trade paperbacks, individual volumes, as well as complete collections of the entire year. And as of right now, there are two hardcover deluxe editions, one of each for year one and then year two. And year three has been solicited, but it won't come out till summer next year. So I would imagine that they would continue with that line and go all the way through the first Injustice story with 5 volumes of the deluxe edition. But this is the first omnibus they have released for this series, and it is, as you can see, it does say volume 1, so we can assume that there will be a volume 2 collecting years 4 and 5 and any supplemental material that they wish to include with that. I personally have waited so long for this. I absolutely adore this series. Still one of my favorite Elseworld type DC stories ever created. But take a look at the book here. As you can see, front cover of the dust jacket. Batman's forces versus Superman's forces. The spine, nice gold lettering, looks really classy. And the back, price tag of $125 US. Of course, I did not pay that. I got it on In Stock Trades when it was released this week for about $65. But I think it's sitting right around $73 right now. So get the dust jacket off and take a look at the hardcover. Alright, so the actual hardcover of the book itself is a wraparound, which is basically the front image of the dust jacket, just blown up a little bit. Spine, and back. Alright, let's look at here, see what we can see. Got a credits page. An introduction by Tom Taylor, which was actually in the first volume of the deluxe edition, which I do own. I've actually got it's one of my first videos I did on my channel, if you want to check that out. I won't be picking up any further deluxe editions because I will be collecting the 2 omnibuy. But yeah, let me dive right in. So if you are new to this storyline, I will give you a brief spoiler-free synopsis of it. It is an Elseworlds title, so this is not affected by regular DC canon. But basically, it's a what-if situation. If Superman decided to quit being the big old blue Boy Scout that he always is, and actually take matters into his own hands as far as the safety of the planet goes, and basically wants to stop all wars, stop all threats to human life, and he will do anything in his power to do so, including taking lives if necessary. And a certain number of different DC heroes do side with him. I won't tell you which ones, but of course, if you've read this or if you played the video games, you already know which ones they are. A certain number side with him, and a certain number side with Batman, who of course leads the resistance against Superman, because he's Batman, the moral compass, if you will. Alright, and as always, while I'm in the middle of the book, I thought I'd show off the binding. Yeah, DC is kind of on a hot streak right now. And by a hot streak, I mean streak of just mediocre to below average binding on their books. There is a bit of an eye hole, as you can see. It is a sewn binding. But my guess is that just because the book is so big, I think it's close to 1,100 pages. And then just with the amount of glue that they put on here to help hold it together as well, just weighs the book down, and you don't get much of an eye hole here. So you will get some gutter loss, unfortunately. I don't think there's a whole lot of 2-page spreads in this book, but you can see it is sewn, but with glue to make it extra sturdy. Maybe I can work this one in. I hope so, but yeah, overall just kind of disappointing. Yeah, the series has a number of really great artists working on it. It does change pretty drastically from, especially from year to year, and even from issue to issue sometimes. But it's all, for the most part, really, really good, solid artwork. I really enjoy the series a lot. It's a very quick read. It's very action-packed. The series is also known for, well, for one, taking heroes that we all know and love and giving them a different twist, having them do things or say things that they normally wouldn't say or do. Another thing this series is known for is the almost gratuitous amount of superhero deaths. A lot of famous and well-known DC heroes and villains bite the big one throughout this series. Just a number of different reasons, but pretty much, I mean, as you can see, you got Trigon, Mr. Mixopiddle, I think that's how you say the name. Swamp Thing. I mean, every DC character that you can think of is involved in the story at one point or another. Absolutely love this to death. So happy we finally have it in this huge, oversized omnibus collection. Here, skip to the bonus content. Alright, so you get an afterword by Ed Boon, who's the creative director of NetherRealm Studios. And then you get a variant cover gallery. Toys. Script, page layout, sketches, character design, outline for year 2. Bunch of bonus content with this book, which I really, really like. I love it when Marvel DC does that. Instead of putting just like 2 or 3 alternate covers in the back, which is what they do a lot of the time. It's the front cover of the Death Jacket again right there. And then you get biographies. So that is it. The Injustice Omnibus, Volume 1 of 2. So, as I said, we should hopefully be getting a Volume 2 of this, collecting the 4th and 5th years. Don't know when it will be. Haven't seen any solicitations for it yet. This book was actually delayed a couple weeks. It was supposed to be released in November on In Stock Trades, but then I guess they pushed it back a little. but we finally got it, and I'm really thrilled to have it. You know, despite the binding issues. Don't know when Volume 2 will be released. I would imagine it's not going to be until maybe late next year. But definitely can't wait for that. Can't wait to complete the collection. And then I need to start working on Injustice 2. It would be really great to have maybe 4 or 5 Omnis all lined up on the shelf next to each other of Injustice. I think that would look really badass. So yeah, that is the video, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Let me know down in the comments if you enjoy this series, if you're going to pick up either the deluxe editions or maybe the 2 Omnis that they're going to release. Let me know your thoughts about it. If you did enjoy the video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up, comment, subscribe, and do that whole thing. And I'll see you on the next one. Thanks.